May 30th, 2025, Wenatchee, Washington. Three sisters, Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia, climb into their father's white pickup truck, their laughter echoing through the quiet neighborhood. Their mother, Whitney, waves goodbye, trusting they'll return from their camping trip. Hours stretch into days. They don't come back. On June 2nd, their bodies are found near Rock Island Campground, suffocated, their small wrists bound. Travis Decker, their father, vanishes into the Cascade Mountains' dense wilderness. A massive manhunt begins, driven by a town's anguish and a mother's shattered heart. Sheriff Mike Morrison's voice cracks, "We'll find him." This is their story, a tragedy that grips a nation.
June 2nd, 2025, Rock Island Campground, nestled along Icicle Creek in Chelan County. Deputy Chris McLeod, a seasoned forest officer, rides his dirt bike down a rugged trail. An email tip leads him to a white 2017 GMC Sierra truck, abandoned near the creek's edge. His stomach twists. 50 yards down an embankment, he finds Paityn, age 9, Evelyn, age 8, and Olivia, age 5. Their bodies still, their wrists zip-tied or showed signs of being zip-tied, plastic bags over their heads. The coroner confirms the girl died of asphyxiation. Travis's wallet rests in the truck, his husky, Chinook, unharmed nearby. Whitney, their mother, collapses, whispering, "They were my everything." Wenatchee locks its doors, fear rippling through the mountains. A killer is on the loose.
Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia were Wenatchee's light. Paityn, age 9, dashed across soccer fields, her smile unstoppable. Evelyn, age 8, scribbled poems, dreaming of teaching. Olivia, age 5, twirled to music, her giggles filling the air. On May 30, Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia vanished during a planned visitation with their father Travis, only to be found dead 3 days later. They were the kind of children that everyone rooted for, looked forward to seeing, and held close in their hearts. Family friend Amy Edwards said at the hometown community gathering in honor of the young girls. They are cherished, not just by the family, but by our entire community who watched them grow, perform, learn, and love. We ache with the love we still carry for them, and we always will, Amy Edward continued. Their neighbor, Bing Huen, recalls their camping trips with their dad, Travis, and their husky, Chinook, always at their heels. Whitney, a nurse, sewed their Halloween costumes, her love woven into every stitch. At Rocky Reach Park, the girls flew kites, their laughter soaring. There has been an ongoing search for Travis, who is now facing charges related to his daughter's deaths. According to ABC News, Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison had a message for him during a June 3 press conference. Travis, if you're listening, this is your opportunity to turn yourself in, do the right thing, do what you need to do, and take accountability for your actions. We're not going to rest, and we're going to make sure we find you. You will be brought to justice. Those young ladies deserve it.
Travis, if you're listening, this is your opportunity to turn yourself in. Do the right thing, do what you need to do, and take accountability for your actions. We're not going to go away, we're not going to rest, and we're going to make sure we find you. You will be brought to justice. Those young ladies deserve it. We will take additional questions later on, but the sheriff's office...
A community fund for Whitney grows, reflecting a town's love. Their absence carves a hollow ache. How could such joy be stolen? Wenatchee, located in the north-central part of the Washington state, about 2.5 hours outside Seattle, a tight-knit city of 35,000, mourns. On June 20th, 300 gather at Rocky Reach Park, wearing pink, purple, and blue, the girls' favorite colors, for a candlelight vigil. A teacher's voice breaks. They were our kids. Trails close, helicopters hum over the Cascades, and residents check security cameras, haunted by the thought of a killer nearby. Whitney's text to Ben, "They found their bodies," spreads, each word a dagger.
Sheriff Morrison vows, "We won't rest." The community clings to hope, but fear lingers. Where is Travis Decker hiding?
Travis Decker, age 32, is a Pewaukee native living in Washington state. He was once a proud Army veteran, deployed 2014 to Afghanistan. He served in active duty in the Army, medals pinned to his chest. Authorities said he has extensive military training and went to mountain survival school. Decker graduated from Pewaukee High School, where he was a member of the 2010 Pewaukee wrestling team and wrestled in the state finals that year. Authorities also learned that Travis Decker was well-versed in wilderness survival and could be capable of spending days or even weeks in the wilderness on his own with very little equipment. He met Whitney in 2014, marrying her in 2015. They lived in Italy, Georgia, then Wenatchee, raising their 3 girls. But by 2022, their marriage crumbled under Travis's struggles. Diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, he grew paranoid, distant. Whitney, seeking stability, limited his visits in September 2024, requiring therapy. In an emailed statement to People on June 6th, attorney Ariana Cozart, who represents Whitney, Travis's ex-wife and the mother of the young girls, gave some insight into the former couple's relationship. She shared that Travis and Whitney were married for a little over 7 years, but ultimately split in 2022 as a result of his mental health struggles, including his feelings of isolation, paranoia, and borderline personality disorder. Cozart noted that Travis, who was an Army veteran, was seeking mental health care but was unable to obtain it. Travis lived in his truck, jobless, his life unraveling. In a September 2024 parenting plan filed in Chelan County Superior Court and viewed by People, Whitney sought to limit Travis's time with their young daughters. In a separate filing, also viewed by People, Whitney claimed that Travis had neglected his parental duties towards a child and has a long-term emotional or physical problem that gets in the way of his ability to parent. According to the parenting plan filing, Travis was granted visitations with his daughters for 3 hours on Fridays and 8 hours every other weekend, as long as he stayed in Wenatchee Valley. In the filing, Whitney also requested that Travis undergo an anger management and domestic violence evaluation, as well as a comprehensive psychiatric assessment by a licensed psychiatrist to determine any potential diagnoses. The filing stated that if Decker didn't follow through with these things, the mother will have the choice to further limit visitation. Travis Decker picked up the girls at their home in Wenatchee Valley. He talked to his ex-wife for about 15 to 20 minutes and then left. He said, "Hey, I will see you at 8 p.m., and he left and he never came back. Whitney Decker contacted police that evening with a civil complaint saying she had not heard from Travis Decker and he had failed to bring the girls home at their scheduled time, officials said. She attempted to call Travis multiple times, but his cell phone was going straight to voicemail, and she began to express concern because he reportedly has never done this before, and further noted he is currently experiencing some mental health issues, according to court records. Detectives later learned Travis Decker and his daughters did not arrive at a planned 5K running event on May 31st, according to court documents. Days before May 30th, he searched how to relocate to Canada. Ben saw him that day, disheveled, with a sad face. Was he planning an escape or something darker?
The Decker sisters were last seen on Friday, May 30th, after leaving their Washington home for a planned visitation with their father. According to Wenatchee Police Department's statement, the visitation was part of a parenting plan, noting that he had gone outside the parameters of it, which is not normal and cause for alarm. Per the New York Times, their mother reported them missing on May 30th around 9:45 p.m. Travis was supposed to drop them off back home by 8 p.m. that night, but that didn't happen. It was late enough that she felt the need to call police because it was out of the ordinary, Captain Brian Chance of the Wenatchee Police Department said per the outlet. According to the affidavit, his ex-wife told the police she was concerned because Travis was currently experiencing some mental health issues. Per Wenatchee Police Department statement, Travis is homeless and living in his vehicle or at various hotels, motels, or at campgrounds in the area. On May 31st, the Wenatchee Police Department released an endangered missing persons alert and said that the young girls were believed to be missing and unable to return home on their own, explaining that they headed out with their dad around 5 p.m. the day before and hadn't been heard from or seen since then. The statement also noted an Amber Alert was requested, but the investigation had not met Amber Alert criteria at the time. Some might ask, why wasn't an Amber Alert issued? Chris Loftus, spokesperson for the Washington State Patrol, reiterated to USA Today that the request for an Amber Alert did not meet the system's guidelines, which are set by the U.S. Department of Justice. He said that, similar to other states, Washington's system has specific criteria to ensure that features of the program are only used in instances where the standards have been met. According to Loftus, the criteria include the person must be age 17 or younger, the incident must be investigated by a law enforcement agency, and the subject must be entered into the National Crime Information Center. There must be enough descriptive information that activating the alert will assist in the recovery. There must be reason to believe the person has been abducted, and the missing person must be known to be in danger of imminent serious bodily injury or death. While the first three criteria were met, Loftus said Travis Decker had limited custodial rights and there was not immediate legal presumption that the girls were abducted when the Amber Alert requests were submitted on May 30th and May 31st. He added that law enforcement does not automatically have clear indication that the children are in danger in situations where a custodial parent is late returning children to another parent. Loftus noted that discussions with local law enforcement did not mention danger as a concern. Citing notes from the intake specialist for Washington State Patrol's Missing and Unidentified Persons Unit, Loftus said initial and follow-up reports from local police stated there was no threat of great bodily harm or death to the children at the time. The notes also showed that Travis Decker had previously never diverted from the parenting plan in the past, and no alarming mental health status had been mentioned in the reports, other than he may be going through a lot after leaving the military and weathering housing and employment issues. June 2nd, 2025, Chelan County. Washington State Patrol announced that they had canceled the Endangered Missing Persons Alert. Though officials did not immediately say why the alert was canceled, they announced the next day that the three young girls had been found dead on June 2nd. Deputies swarm Rock Island Campground where Travis's truck sits, its tailgate marked by 2 bloody handprints. Tests confirm the blood is Travis's, ruling out other suspects. Non-human blood belongs to Chinook, now safe at a humane society. Plastic bags and zip ties point to a deliberate act. Various personal items were found inside the truck, including blankets, food, car seats, and a wallet on the center console. Travis's phone, last pinged near Leavenworth, goes silent. His searches, jobs in Canada, how to relocate, hint at flight. Whitney tells police he was never violent, yet court records reveal his mental health decline. Over 100 officers, canines, and drones scour 2,900 square miles of rugged terrain. Morrison warns he's a survivalist. The hunt begins, but Travis vanishes.
After the girl's death was announced on June 3rd, police said in a press conference that Travis had been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of kidnapping, on top of the custodial interference charges he was already facing, and the search for him continued. It is unknown whether Decker is currently armed, but he may pose a significant risk if approached, police said in their press release, adding that he has former military experience. Chelan County Sheriff Michael Morrison said at a news conference that authorities had no leads on his location and believed he could be anywhere within the nation. "We have not given up on the search efforts," Morris said. "We recognize there is a potential that he could be deceased, so we're also looking for that potential. We have got our Forest Service deputy out searching trails that we hadn't yet searched, so we're going to continue to do what we can here locally. We are searching anywhere and everywhere for him," Morrison explained. Cozart spoke to ABC News on June 5th and said Travis showed no red flags before his daughter's disappearance. She went on to say that the system failed Travis, who struggled with mental health issues, including PTSD, and was unable to receive help through veterans' resources. "The courts didn't fail these girls. It wasn't the judge and it wasn't Whitney. It was our system," Cozart said. Whitney feels like the system really let Travis down. "If somebody would have provided Travis with the help that he needed, those girls would be alive," the attorney continued.
He had some mental health issues and some instability in his life that really led to the restrictions as far as overnight visitation or him taking them out of the area. But other than that, he loved those girls very much, and him and Whitney were able to communicate on a regular basis, not just as co-parents, but as friends. June 6, 2025. In Cozart's emailed statement to People, the attorney said she thinks Travis likely died by suicide. She said Travis probably killed himself up there somewhere. Cozart went on to describe Travis as a present and active father up until the end, sharing that he attended their soccer games, dance, and theater productions. Although Travis was struggling with his own mental health, he was a good co-parent, always communicating frequently with Whitney up until Friday evening when the girls went missing, she continued. Governor Bob Ferguson deploys the National Guard, helicopters sweeping the Cascades. A $20,000 reward is offered for Travis, described as a white man with black hair and brown eyes, height 5'8", 190 pounds, with tattoos and long hair, armed and dangerous. He's trained to vanish, Marshal Keegan Stanley notes, citing Travis's 2.5-month off-grid experience. Tips flood in, 100 by June 10th. Hikers report a lone man near Ingalls Creek, fleeing. He's surrounded, Morrison says, hope flickering. Whitney pleads, I need closure. The Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest, with its dense trails and steep valleys, swallows every lead. Travis remains a shadow in the wilderness. On the evening of June 8th, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office handed over the search efforts for Travis to federal authorities, while noting that they are still leading the criminal investigation. We had reached a point where we need to rest our local resources, the CSSO wrote in a statement shared to their Facebook page. Our command staff continues to be engaged with the search command while we give our teams time off to rest and recuperate and be ready to rejoin the search for and capture of the suspect. Authorities are asking anyone who has seen Travis to call 911 immediately and do not attempt to approach him. People can also call the CSSO tip line at 509-667-6845 or submit information to the tip line.
June 10th, 2025. Hikers in the Enchantments, a rugged backpacking area, spot a lone man avoiding others near Kolchuk Lake, 30 miles from the campground. He looked ill-prepared, one says. Canines track the scent, and a helicopter glimpses movement, but he slips away. He's using the terrain, Morrison sighs. Whitney's attorney, Ariana Cozart, shares her frustration. She's grateful, but desperate. A text from Whitney to Ben reads, "They can't find Travis." Each lead raises hope, only to deepen the pain. The Cascades' vastness mocks the search. Is Travis still out there, watching? After an autopsy was completed on June 6th, authorities shared the official causes of death for the three young girls in a press release on June 9th. The cause of death was determined to be suffocation, and the manner of death was determined to be homicide, the release stated. As of June 9th, the GoFundMe campaign that was set up to help Whitney with expenses and legal costs amid the loss of her daughters has surpassed $1 million. June 27th, 2025. DNA tests confirmed Travis's blood on the truck's tailgate, solidifying his link to the crime. An orange tent, tattered and abandoned 15 miles away, suggests his path. It looked like a homeless person's camp, Deputy McLeod says. Chinook's blood, non-human, is also found, tying the dog to the scene. The girls' deaths, by plastic bags and zip ties, haunt investigators. He's mocking us, McLeod says, his anger raw. Cadaver dogs comb Blewett Pass, but no new traces emerge. The evidence mounts, but the mountains keep their secrets. Can they close the net around Travis? Whitney Decker, age 35, clings to memories of her girls. Holding Paityn's soccer ball, she whispers, "They were my world." In a video published by NBC affiliate King 5 Seattle, Whitney gave a speech at her daughter's memorial service.
"I'm so thankful for that time I had with the girls," she said, adding that talking with her daughters about their feelings at bedtime each night allowed them to come into the world with open hearts and kindness. She added, "I truly hope that the legacy of the girls' lives lives on in everyone's heart forever. They were incredible." Whitney never saw Travis as violent, despite his PTSD and borderline personality disorder. He loved them, she insists. The community fund for her reaches $1.3 million by July 15th, a testament to Wenatchee's support. Cozart reveals Whitney's regret. No Amber Alert was issued, as police didn't initially see a threat. A vigil on June 20 draws 400, their candles glowing in the dusk. Whitney's voice trembles. "I failed them." Her grief fuels a relentless search for answers.
June 23, 2025. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office admits no certain evidence Travis is alive. Helicopters quiet. Tips slow. He's either dead or gone, a former sheriff says. The U.S. Marshals shift to a rapid response program, searching beyond Washington. By July 18th, searches merge with training missions to save costs. Whitney's hope fades. "I need him found," she tells Cozart. Cadaver dogs yield nothing. The Cascades' rugged terrain, steep valleys, swollen rivers, thwarts progress. Morrison's voice is heavy. "We're still pursuing, but the wilderness holds tight to its secrets."
Whitney vows to fight on. "I'll fix the system," she declares, pushing for Amber Alert reform and veteran mental health services. Her community fund hits $1.5 million by July 20th, 2025. "She's a warrior," Cozart says. A memorial garden at Rocky Reach Park blooms in the girl's honor, inscribed with Paityn's smile. Vigils swell to 600, candles flickering. "I see them everywhere," Whitney confesses, her voice breaking. Her advocacy grows, a beacon through her grief. Can her strength mend a fractured community and bring Travis to justice?
7 weeks pass, and Travis, charged with murder, kidnapping, and unlawful flight, remains missing. Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia's faces grace Wenatchee's vigils, their favorite colors a constant tribute. "They deserved better," McLeod says, his voice thick. Whitney Scholarship Fund, in their names, supports education, a light in the darkness. "Justice will find him," Morrison pledges. The Cascades hold their secrets, but Wenatchee remembers. The girls' laughter echoes in their hearts, demanding truth. What does justice mean when a father disappears into the wild?
Paityn, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker, 3 radiant souls lost too soon. Their father, Travis, slips through the Cascades, a phantom in the fog. Whitney fights for their legacy, her heart broken yet fierce. "We won't forget," Wenatchee promises at vigils. Authorities say Decker poses a significant risk and should not be approached. It is unknown if he is armed. Anyone who sees Decker or has information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. You can also call the CCSO tip line at 509-667-6845 or submit information online using the link in this video description. Share this story to keep their memory alive. It might spark a tip. Comment your thoughts on justice, like and subscribe for updates. If you or someone you know needs mental health help, text STRENGTH to the crisis text line at 741-741 to be connected to a certified crisis counselor. If you or someone you know is considering suicide, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or 83655 or text STRENGTH to the crisis text line at 741-741 or go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org for support. Stay vigilant, stay compassionate. Their voices call for truth.